There is a certain point in the journey of consciousness where words begin to behave like smoke. You chase them and they vanish. You hold them and they dissolve. Krama Mudrā belongs exactly there, in that thin line between the inhale and exhale of existence itself. Some of you asked for this video, and to be honest, even explaining this Krama Mudrā feels like trying to paint wind. But hey, let's try it. Not to explain it, but to enter it together. Imagine a yogi. He sits, not seeking silence, but falling into it. His awareness begins to move inward as though sucked by an unseen gravity. The scriptures call this the introverted state. But here's the twist. This inward movement isn't meditation in the common sense. It's not concentration. It's not contemplation. It's not even focus. Not even effort. It's actually absorption. We call it samāveśa. And once this absorption deepens, something phenomenal happens there then. The same force that pulled him inward now pushes him outward. The yogi begins to perceive the external world not as a distraction, but as a continuation of that same inward tingling. He realizes that the inside and outside are just two sides of one shimmering coin, the coin of consciousness itself. This oscillation in and out, it's called Krama Mudrā, movement not of body, not of breathe, but of being. It's an automatic dance. Most people think a mudra is something you do, a gesture, a posture, a technique. But here's where the riddle sharpens. Krama Mudrā isn't something you perform. It performs itself. It's an automatic process, a divine reflex. You can't start it, you can't stop it, you can only witness it, like watching waves rise and collapse on the shore of your own mind. The yogi doesn't try to move between meditation and the world. The movement happens through him. Just as you don't make your heart beat, it simply does. Krama Mudrā unfolds when consciousness becomes so intense that it starts to dance between stillness and motion, between within and without. It's like melting of the universe. Now at the height of this process, the entire universe actually seems to be melting, not disappearing, but dissolving into a kind of luminous transparency. It's as if everything, walls, people, planets, cats, bugs, fishes, whatever you find, are all suspended in one vast sky of awareness. It's called Cit Kuṇḍalinī in Sanskrit, meaning the great expanse of God consciousness. The yogi opens his eyes and still everything is dripping back into that same field. He tries to come out of it, maybe to talk, to eat, to move, but the intensity of that awareness doesn't let him. He's caught in the gravity of infinity. Just imagine getting caught into the gravity of infinity, right? Now, why does he try to come out? It's not because of the boredom, not out of pain. He simply wants to, for the fun of it. Even Shiva perhaps plays hide and seek with his own infinity. His current is too strong. His tingling is too strong. The radiance too intoxicating. He rises for a moment, glimpsing the outer world, and then collapses back into the inner ocean again and again. In and out, the cosmic breath continues, and that is what we call Krama Mudrā. It's like a cosmic feedback loop. Think of it like this. Krama Mudrā is like feedback loop between meditation and manifestation, between samadhi and the street. When the yogi sees the external world losing its sacred shimmer, he goes back in. He dives into the depth again, retrieves the radiance, and brings it out like pulling fire from the invisible and lighting it up, being visible with it. This process continues again and again until the inside inside and outside refuse to remain separate. When this happens, the Kram ends and the mudra dissolves. What remains is, I have mentioned in previous video as well, it's called Jagadananda, the bliss of the entire universe seen as one living consciousness. Jagadananda is not a trance, it's not a state you enter, it's the final collapse of distinctions. The yogi no longer travels between inner and outer worlds because both have fused into one luminous unity. Every action, eating, walking, talking, typing, carries that same ecstatic tingling. You eat and awareness eats. You walk and Shiva walks. You talk and silence speaks. This is the living liberation. We call it Jīvanmukti, the ultimate crescendo of Krama Mudrā, and that's what exactly feels when the rise of Cit Kuṇḍalinī happens. But don't confuse this with the textbook idea of Kundalini awakening. In ordinary yoga, you might feel a rise of energy, a flash of insight, a brief test of bliss, and then it's gone. That's just a glimpse. Now the Cit Kuṇḍalinī, the Kundalini of pure consciousness, rises not by your own personal effort but by grace, the grace of your master and the grace of your own awareness. When both synchronize, when she fully ascends, it doesn't stop at your crown chakra, it actually spreads across the entire field of your own perception. Every sound, every color, every movement becomes a shimmer of that same consciousness. This can actually happen in a single day or in a million hundred lifetimes. Time really doesn't matter here because Krama Mudrā is timeless rhythm. It's actually a phenomena of return to the actual true source. In the early stages, entering the state feels impossible, but once inside, coming out feels even more impossible. You become too awake to fall asleep again, and yet the yogi still tries. He attempts to rejoin the play of the world, not because he must, but because the play itself is actually divine. And that's the secret of Krama Mudrā, my friend. It's not escape, it's actually active participation. It's not retreating from the world, it's returning to it with the eyes of Shiva. Now when the rhythm completes itself, the Krama disappears. The oscillation stops because the duality it fed upon, inner and outer, collapses into unity. Everything that once seemed external now glows from within. Everything you thought was you and not you becomes the same tingling awareness. The yogi doesn't meditate anymore because existence itself has become meditation for him. Everything becomes meditation for him. He doesn't seek samadhi because everything is already in samadhi for him. This is the state of Jagadananda, meaning the universal bliss, the final phase of Turiya, the ultimate awakening beyond sleep, dream and wakefulness, the ultimate awakening beyond Jagrat, Swapna and Sushupti. Now, to an outsider, it might look like madness. A yogi who smiles at walls, who laughs at silence, who cries at sunlight. But to him, everything is music. The wind through the leaves, that is mantra for him. The ticking of clock is mantra for him. Even the noise of city is actually mantra for him. This is the true rising of Cit Kuṇḍalinī. Not a snake through the spine, but consciousness through creation. And so Krama Mudrā ends where it begins, with the breath of the cosmos, from stillness to motionless movement, from inner to outer, until both dissolve into one tingling of eternal play. It's not practice, it's not technique, it's the living heartbeat of awareness itself, the divine rhythm through which Shiva experiences his own infinity again and again for the sheer ecstasy of it. Because at the end of all meditations, at the end of all philosophies, you don't reach enlightenment at all. You just remember, you just recognize that you were never not it. Krama Mudra says the sage is when Shiva blinks and the universe happens. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next one. Om Namah Shivaya.